Passengers are twisted in India and about the planet following Jet Airways hanging all world air transportation. Air transportation of London, Paris and Amsterdam are amongst those earthed among fears on the surviving of India's greatest individual airline company. The airline company broken all world air transportation before Monday while, on to accountable, it will encounter its lenders once again to try to save financing. Jet Airways is saddled in more than rather than $1 bn, £765 meter, of obligation. These were the newest air transportation to be earthed, and it was not precise how lot of its navy of more than rather than 100 planes was yet in transactions. Regional accountable offered how it was hardly a half a dozen. The airline company flies on 600 national and 380 world means of communication, but communication in India must support a navy of low 20 plane to go on to work world services. Of London, the airline company initially affirmed it had broken its air transportation among London, Paris and Amsterdam and India for April 12, but after told how all world air transportation would be broken among 12 and April 15. It told it regrets the discomfort inflicted to its passengers and was work to minimize visitor discomfort. In concurrent, the airline company's control and its key interested parties consisting its syndicate of lenders, go on to job close to allowing the present position, it told. Down there was no declaration on the Statute of National Air Transportation. Sandeep Kuner and her three family had been waiting to be on a flying of London to India on Friday night to visit her niece's marriage in Punjab. But the 40-year-old who lives in Walsall will now miss the at first few days of the one-week-long celebrations following her Jet Airways flying was broken. She has now organized to fly in Air India, but how will be days after and to Delhi, an 8-time driving to her purpose, quite rather than a regional I'm not 100% certainly my issue is 100% graded, she says. TV channels in India informed how the main secretary's office space had named for an immediate meet to talk the airline company. They as well informed speech by the government officials proverb Jet Airways just had cash to work 6 to 7 plane above the weekend. India's aircraft secretary, Suresh Prabhu, had tweeted how his ministry would overview issues associated to Jet Airways and get required stairs to minimize occupant discomfort and provide their security. The UK's civilian aircraft credibility told it was aware air transportation had been hanging. The Flying Association in India is planning an outcry on Saturday and has spelled to the airline company needing how employees are paid. Personnel of the airline company were depicted by Priyanka Iyer of Industry TV India Marcher to the business's staff in Mumbai. By Samir Hashmi, India industry reporter in March, while the meltdown at Jet Airways led to thousands of air transportation creature broken, by the government once stepped in and requested social segment banks to save the individual transporter. It was a uncommon go. In India, keeping a domestic poll, Main Secretary Narendra Modi's by the government did not wish the airline company to be earthed as how would include struck 23,000 jobs. The lenders that took monitoring of the airline company include just liberated a fraction of the sum they had pledged, so the airline company has not been capable to pay plane lease companies. The tool its navy has shrunk future of the 100 advantage it had at the begin of the year. The lenders include begun receiving quotation of capacity investors, but how trial will get a pair of months to full. And lot analysts terror how Jet Airways will not pull through though a 1 week if instant cash money is not stipulated to hold the operative fleeing. The airline company was based by Naresh Goyal more than rather than 25 years ago, and he and his household now own 52% of the airline company, though how most share is anticipated to be lose as lenders reschedule the obligation. A syndicate of investors led by the Country Banking of India, SBI, took monitoring of the airline company in March. The team is inquiring for a new depositor to purchase a share of up to 75% in Jet Airways. The last date for quotation had been stretched to Friday, on to accountable. This intermediate lifeline how the transporter talked on 2 weeks ago looks love it when tea materialize any period quickly, and how very foliage it's next looking dismal, he told. Down there were accountable in regional print how India's aircraft ministry might overview the regulation installation the Navy had, that could enable the airline company to restart world services.